Kia ora! Welcome back to my channel. My name's Renee. I like to read books and then talk about them on the internet. This is Maz. He says hi too. Hi. We're vlogging. We are doing a vlog. This vlog is going to be themed and it's going to be in the spirit of finishing the things that we started. Isn't that right? Yes, I've noticed in my life recently that I have lots of unfinished things just like lurking around. Obviously books that I've started and haven't finished. I have a puzzle that I have started and barely attempted that I want to finish. I have some knitting projects that I promised Rupert and have yet to finish. I also have one major thing in my life that was started 2.5 years ago and I am finally about to finish it tomorrow. If you have been watching this channel as far back as 2.5 years ago, you may remember that I had a surgery on my right ear to help gain back some hearing. It was a success, it worked, it was great, and I'm finally getting the other one done. We're gonna have not quite full hearing, but much better hearing in both ears, and it's gonna be life-changing, I can tell you that. So yeah, I thought, fuck it, let's just like throw a vlog in there. I kind of know what to expect with this surgery, so everything's going to be fine. The recovery last time was very painless and quite easy. I will be taking a week off work. Today's my last day of work for a week, and then I'll be working from home for a week. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to it. It'll be a week off work, which has been busy, and surgery has come at the perfect time. I'm currently reading The Buddha in the Attic by Otsuka, which I'm actually really enjoying. I just haven't had a lot of time to sit down and dedicate to reading it because we've had lots of other shit going on. Yeah, this is about a group of Japanese women who have traveled by boat from Japan to America to marry these Japanese men. They've been promised a lot of things. There have perhaps been some misleading bits of information given to these women about their husbands and the lives that they're going to live, very much selling the American dream, only for them to arrive and be completely kind of surprised and shocked by what the reality is that they've come into. So yeah, a bit of an interesting kind of premise. I like the way it's written. It's written in this collective we, us, and then every now and then you might get like an individual or a name. It is this kind of shared experience amongst these women that they're all, although the individual experiences are different, they are all still experiencing this collective, I guess, grief for what they've left behind, sadness for the life I guess they thought they were going to have, and the harsh realities of what it means to be an immigrant in America, to be deceived in this way and have put to work and mistreated and abused, and it's really sad, but it's a very, I don't know, I'm really enjoying the way that it's written, so that it's kind of like a new experience of me reading something like that as a collective rather than a very individual traditional kind of fiction story. So that's what we're doing at the moment. Don't know if I'm going to get any time to read this today. It's not a massive book. It's like just over 100 pages. No, it's like 130 pages. and I'm about 55 pages in, so I'm reading it quite slowly, but that's not on purpose, and it's also not for any other reason other than I have been busy. Okay, I'm gonna finish getting ready for work, and then I will probably touch in with you later, check in with you later, give you an update on how we were at, maybe tell you some other things that I need to try to finish this week. This vlog is really trying to keep me accountable to not like end up just watching Beverly Hills Housewives all week, which I do plan on doing, by the way, because I do need to finish season 5. Welcome. Hi. Thank you for being here. Okay, bye. Hi, hello. It is 9:30. I need to go to bed. I need to be at the hospital tomorrow morning at 7:15, I think. Yes. Packed my bag, my overnight bag, just in case I have to stay over. I was just gonna grab the book that I'm taking. Well, books, just in case, plurals. And I thought I would show you a little stack that I kind of pulled together. I'm hoping to read this week. Starting off with James by Percival Everett. I am 100 or so pages through this. I stopped to read Tiny's last week and I was really enjoying it. So I'm going to take this with me to the hospital, hopefully get some time to read it and maybe even finish it. And then in terms of finishing the things that I started, the Bradshaw Variations by Cusk. Yes, I've attempted to start this book about 4 times and I just need to bite the bullet and just get on with it. This is the second to last Cusk. Yes, I need to finish this. And then I have a few books that I just liked the look of. Cesare by Madeline Miller. I think I'm going to listen to the audiobook of that because I've heard it's really good. Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry. This is one of my 20 books for 2024. I mean, anyone would think that I have a whole month off where I think I'm going to read this in a week, but I'm actually quite keen to just like start it and maybe read it over a long period of time. But I've heard that it's a very propulsive kind of novel and that it's quite easy reading. So yeah, better time to start when you've got a week off work. All Fours by Miranda July. I picked this up a couple of weeks ago because I got really bad FOMO seeing everyone talk about this book, and they also spoke about it on one of my favourite podcasts, Critics at Large. They talked about it in relation to midlife crises. Midlife crises. Is that how you say it? That thing. Anyway, I picked this up. This week will be a good week to start that and finish it. And then the last book that I pulled from my shelves as a potential for this week is The Hearing Test. And I actually really do want to read this one this week. It's by Eliza Callahan, and it is about a woman, a musician in her late 20s, who awakes one day and has suddenly gone deaf. She's kind of having to like navigate that new disability and what that means for her. And I think this is like a fitting book given what I'm about to do tomorrow. So I think it will be nice to read this. I'll have some sympathy for this character, and yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into that one. I think I'm going to start that one after I finish the other 2 books that I'm in the middle of currently. Okay, that's it. I'm going to go wash my hair, I'm going to take out all my jewellery, and then I'm going to go to bed. And I will maybe see you tomorrow, maybe not. Maybe I'll see you in a few days when I am a little bit more with it and less coming off the anesthetic, which I'm not looking forward to because last time I did not like the way that it made me feel. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Talk to you later. Bye. Kia ora. How's it going? It's Monday. I'm back. I have had my surgery, obviously, and everything went well. Surgeon said that it was all good. I think it's worked, but I'll go back in a couple of weeks for like a post-op check, and I guess to make sure that everything's like healing properly. But I've just spent the last couple of days in bed, chilling, not doing much. Rupert has been taking very good care of me. I'm very lucky. But today he had to go back to work, so it was the first day of me on my own, and I haven't done much today. I've just been kind of like pottering quietly around the house, not expending too much energy, because I've been getting really tired quite easily. I kind of feel as though I have energy, and then I get up and try to do something, and then I'm like, no, I need to go back to bed. So I've mostly just been like folding washing. It's taken me all day, but I've slowly been doing that as I've just sat in front of the TV watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I am feeling, I think, similar to how I was the last time. Everything is very loud. My voice feels like it's just like blaring in my own head. So if I'm talking really quietly, that's why, because I feel like I'm yelling. I've had a couple of weird like side effects, I think, to the surgery. I was quite dizzy after the surgery the last few days. Still a little dizzy today, but not as bad as the day after or yesterday. So I think it's getting better. And the other one has been, I've kind of like my taste has changed. I've lost some ability to taste, particularly on the right side of my, no, the left side of my tongue, because my left ear was the one they operated on, and the bone that they had to remove and replace, alongside of it runs a nerve that affects your taste, and they had to kind of move it out of the way a bit, and I think it's just kind of, that has affected it a little bit, but they reassured me that it should go back to normal in I don't know, a week or two. So obviously not as fun to eat things because nothing tastes like it should. Books though, I wanted to chat about books because I have some to talk about here. Let's start with The Buddha in the Attic, which I finished yesterday by Julie Otsuka. I don't know if I talked about this at all already, but yeah. Oh no, it's just the way it was, right? But it's a good book. I would have read it a lot quicker if I had a more focus or something. I'm starting to get a headache now. Okay, next book, James. This is what I'm going to focus on now. I'm finishing this in the spirit of finishing things. I'm like 100 pages in, so I've got about 200 pages to go. And yes, this is the retelling of the story of Huckleberry Finn, told from the perspective of James, or Jim, the slave, who was friends with Huckleberry Finn in the story. I don't actually know that story. I never read it growing up or anything like that, so I don't really have an experience of it or anything to compare it to, but so far this book is exactly that. It's just offering a different perspective to a story that I guess is historically famous in literature, and I think it's doing it in a real clever way. It's doing it in this way that perhaps doesn't try to change the story, but offers an alternative to what we thought we knew. So we have the character of Jim, and I guess like slaves in the South in general, and how they're treated by people around them, and the masks that they put on in order to please the white folks and make them feel like they're in control. And that is done particularly in the story by the way that the black characters speak when in front of white people. It is this very I guess dumbed down country, I don't even know how you would describe it, but just, you know, a lot of it is it's not proper, the proper way that people would speak. But when white folks aren't around, that's not how they speak. They speak normally, they're intelligent, they understand, they're controlling the situation far more than white people think they are. And I think that's really clever and really funny, and it's making me enjoy the book. And I don't think I'll ever read Huckleberry Finn, but I'm enjoying this so far. But I do want to finish it because I've been reading this book for, well, I think since the beginning of, or before the beginning of June. So yes, I need to finish that. I've got a couple of books that I picked up. Well, one that got delivered in the mail today, and one I picked up from the library. The first one that got delivered in the mail, very much awaited, Parade by Rachel Cusk. Very, very excited about this. I'm not excited about the fact that it's like a bigger paperback edition. It's like what they did with Second Place, and they released that and it's slightly bigger, and then they re-released it as the normal size, so it's the same as everything else. It pisses me off when they do this, because the only reason they do this is so they can sell the book for more money. But anyway, decided to read this. Need to finish my last Cusk before I can pick this up though, so that'll probably be my other goal before the end of this week. And then I can finally do like my Cusk wrap up video, I guess. Maybe I should do a vlog on this, reading this. It's me just thinking out loud. Okay, last up, I picked up this from the library, Worry by Alexandra Tanner. This is one of those new releases that popped up and I had a look at it and I was like, oh, that sounds kind of interesting. It's described as a Seinfeldian debut novel about two sisters turned roommates navigating an absurd world on the verge of calamity. I really like the sound of that. I like the idea of something being... I like the description of it being compared to Seinfeld, because I do like that kind of overly like neurotic, obsessive, dog with a bone kind of humour, and I think if it's done well it can be really entertaining. So yeah, excited about that. Maybe I'll read that this week. I have other things that I need to do though, so we will see. That's my little update so far, how things are going, and I will, I guess, continue with my updates as I have more to share. Probably once I've read a bit more of James, I need to have some painkillers because my face is starting to get a bit numb and yeah, I'm starting to get a bit of a headache. Okay, bye. Kia ora. Just my hat. Probably terrible for this lighting. I did get my hair washed today and it feels so good, like there's no more crap in my hair, whatever it was. It's all clean. I'm about to take Mars for a walk. It is like lunchtime, but we just had a bit of a slow start today, that's fine. I'm gonna take him for a walk. I'm gonna listen to James by Percival Everett on audio because I've been listening to it. It's been a really hard book to read. I think because of the like colloquial language that the character of James and other black characters who are speaking to each other in front of white folk have chosen to speak to one another. That colloquial, dumbed down language. Reading that is quite hard, but listening to it is it doesn't seem as hard. Does that make sense? So yeah, I found the audiobook on Libby last night, so I got it and just been listening to that as well. So doing that, probably about 2/3 of the way through now, so gonna listen to a bit more on the little walk. It was a really nice morning, but it's starting to kind of cloud over, so I'm gonna get this walk out of the way, come home, have some lunch, and then just chill for the rest of the day. I did buy some books today. Obviously I'm feeling a lot better today because I ventured out. Well, I had to for my hair appointment. And then I saw a friend post on Instagram a book that they were like, this has hands down like immediately gone into my kind of like recommendations list of books that everyone must read. So I was like, cool, I'm gonna go buy it. Went to the bookshop and they only had one copy and it was on hold for somebody else. It's annoying. So I've asked to have it ordered in for me. So they've done that. The book is called, is it Prairie Dresses Art Other? Is that what it's called? I can't remember. I'll put a picture here. It's that book, which I've heard a couple people talk about. But honestly, any kind of recommendation like that, of like this immediately goes into my favourite books of all time, or like this is just the best book ever, that sells me. So obviously not from everyone, but this person I trust. I obviously bought other books while I was there, so let me show you what I got really quickly. I got I Paint What I Want to See by Philip Guston. I heard about this book a couple of years ago and I've just only just seen it for the first time in a bookshop today, so I thought I'd pick it up. And it's, I guess, art criticism. It's about Philip Guston's, him as an artist and his practice, and there's selected writings in here from him. Yeah, definitely considered one of the most kind of influential contemporary artists. So there you go. Excited about that. I picked up The Beautiful Summer by Cesare Pavese. I think that's how you say that name. I'm not sure. This is just one of those books that I've just always seen around and have only just now picked it up, so I'm excited about that. The girl at the bookshop said that you will immediately yearn for an Italian summer, so I don't know if I want to read that now, but it sounded like that. It's about a young woman who, in the 1930s in Italy, she's a teenager actually, it's kind of like falling in love and meeting new friends and going on adventures, and yeah, it just sounds like a good kind of escapist but still rooted in reality, which I quite like, novel. The other two that I picked up, What I'd Rather Not Think About by Jente Posthuma. That's definitely not how you say that name, but it is translated from the Danish. Translated from the Dutch, sorry. And it's about a woman whose brother has just died by suicide, and she's kind of forced to well, this event has kind of pushed her to kind of look at her life and assess it, and I can't remember where, but I saw someone maybe do a review online and it sounded really good. So yeah, I don't know, I just thought today I would give it a go. And then the last book that I picked up was The Nerves and the Endings, Essays on Crisis and Response by Jessica Gaitan Johannesson. And this is a collection of essays on I guess the body and trauma and how it relates to other major external things happening in the world. It sounded really interesting, and it kind of reminds me of, even though I haven't read it yet, but The Body That Keeps the Score. So I thought maybe those books could potentially be like a good companion for talking about body and trauma and the nervous system as a whole. So yeah, that's what I picked up today. Oh, and then there's just Parade as well, which I got yesterday in the mail. But it's a nice little book haul for this week. And hopefully the Prairie dress art other book will arrive next week. Okay, I need to take my dog for a walk, so I'll be back and I will try to fill you in on James when I get back. Cool beans. Morena. It's early on Wednesday. I just remembered that Mars has Sparkly today, doggy daycare, so I am having to rush to get him there. I decided that I am going to go sit at a little cafe this morning and finish my book. Have a little something. I think I definitely overdid it yesterday when I went on that walk, because while I was out at the park, I couldn't walk straight for 1 minute there. I was very off my balance, so it was kind of scary. I was fine. yeah, I'm just going to take it easy today, not try to do too much. It's good that Mars has to go to Berkeley because I don't have to worry about that or him or keeping him entertained for the day. So, yeah, off we go. Kia ora, kia ora. I have finished James. I just went and sat at a cafe and had some breakfast and read this for, well, I've read like the last 30 pages, and now I'm done. Yay! It's obviously a retelling of the Mark Twain Huckleberry Finn story novel, which I have never read. Yeah, this is a retelling told from the perspective of the character Jim from that book, who is a black slave. There's a rumour that Jim is going to be sold, and so rather than let that happen, he decides to run. Along the way, the character of Huck finds him and they run away together. And so it's kind of like this misadventure novel of them up and down the Mississippi, but my feeling is that this is perhaps much more of a serious retelling of those adventures. As the story goes along, it starts to get more dark, and I guess the realities of what it is like to be a slave, a black man in the South during that time, those realities come more to the surface, and what kind of starts out as like a fun, adventure journey novel definitely goes into something much darker, which I enjoyed. I felt like the first part of the book was kind of quite light and a little bit boring in some ways, but as I spend more time with the character of Jim and he encounters more people throughout the story, you get more of a sense of like his kind of the burden that he carries of being this slave, but also wanting to protect his family, and I guess the lengths that he'll go to in order to save them. I really enjoyed this, thought it was good. Will be definitely reading more Percival Everett because I enjoyed the very kind of plain, straightforward language, although I'm not sure if that's what his writing style is like typically, but yeah, I enjoyed that part of it. Another thing ticked off the list, yay! We're getting there, guys, we're getting there. Okay, in terms of books to finish, I need to finish Bradshaw Variations, so I think I'm going to start that today and try to get through a big chunk of it. I'm quite tired. I feel like if I lie down at the moment, I might fall asleep, so I'm just going to do some quick tidying around the house and then pick up the Cusk. See how we go. I'm going to talk about this, Bradshaw Variations. So I'm just going to show you my puzzle. I worked on that quite a bit yesterday and I don't think I actually showed you. Let's do the puzzle first because that's fun. Okay, this is what it looks like. It's a Ravensburger one. It's long and skinny, so it's this part down and this part. And it's, if you didn't know, the black family tree from the Harry Potter films, it's that. So we've got all the members of the black family, how they're all related, There's Sirius, there's Bellatrix, there's Draco, this is Mum. Cool, isn't it? Like, when I first saw this, I got this for my birthday in March, and I was like, this is sick. It's been sitting here for 3 months. Yeah, it's been sitting here for 3 months, and I've made more progress in it in the last 2 days than I have in 3 months, because this is a hard puzzle. So yeah, this is going to be a real bitch to have to put together. Progress that I've made is that yesterday I basically did all the faces, which you would think I would just start there, but I started with the edges. The writing seemed like the easiest part along here, and then I was like, okay, now I'm ready to go in with these. But yeah, all the faces are mostly done, and we're ready to start with some of the text, which is like the bits, the names and stuff underneath. So that's what I'm doing now. It's fun. It's nice to kind of like sit here and mindlessly do something. Yeah, I'm just in a bad mood. I'm going to talk about this real quick though. Bradshaw Variations by Rachel Cusk. Kind of boring, to be honest. It's about the Bradshaw family, who we have like different members of. They're all grown adults with their own children. Yeah, speaking about a lot of, I guess, the more traditional viewpoints of domestic life, and how do you escape that, or like create something new within your family dynamic when those around you adhere to that so much. But yeah, it's kind of boring mostly, so I'm not really like loving it. I'm kind of just reading it to get through it, and that's about it. I have about 90 pages left, so I'm going to try and finish that today. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that so far. Finishing things that we said we would finish. Finishing the things that we started. That's what this vlog's about, right? Okay, I'm going to make pancakes. I'm going to eat them with ice cream because bad mood. And it's going to make me feel better. Hopefully. It will. Surely. Okay, I'm going to watch Housewives while I do it because that will also make me feel better. Morning. I'm a bit addicted to this puzzle, and I am kind of determined to try and finish it while I'm at home. I don't know how much I'll get to do of it next week. It definitely requires like hours of concentrated time because it takes a bit to kind of get into the flow of it again, and with each part you start, you kind of end up having to think a lot harder about like, okay, what are we working on here? I didn't quite finish Bradshaw Variations last night. I have got like 3 very short chapters left, about, I don't know, 20 pages, not that much. But we're about to go out for breakfast, brunch, this morning, so I will probably finish it when we get home and give you an update then. But yeah, it's kind of gotten a little bit more interesting. It's definitely kind of reminding me of In the Fold, which is another book that has a similar kind of format setup plot where you have this extended family, this couple that is kind of like on the brink of a lot of change in their relationship, and them kind of experiencing things in life in separate ways, which is what the characters in this one are doing, Tony and Thomas. I don't really care for what else is going on in the rest of the family, so I don't know. It's easy to glaze over the words in Cusk's writing and just kind of read them and then be like, I have no idea what just happened in that passage, but I'm definitely more clued into like what's happening between Thomas and Tony. She's kind of started these little multiple affairs with like different people that she's meeting through her work, and he is perhaps trying to reach out to a couple of people in his new kind of role as the house husband, as her parents have dubbed him, and to perhaps trying to start some kind of emotional affair with, you know, other women from his daughter's school, like other parents and stuff, but it doesn't seem to be working out for him. He's definitely lonely. So yeah, that's where we're at. I'm basically finished, so the next update will just be kind of like very final thoughts. But almost finished the third book that we had started and hadn't finished, so that's cool. I need to figure out where this piece goes, so I'm going to do that before we leave. Kia ora. Hello. I finished Bradshaw Variations. I said that I had like 20 pages and that I probably wouldn't have much more to say, but that ending was pretty wild. I guess I'm not going to talk about it actually. Yeah, I guess it ended up being a lot more kind of slapstick, humorous. It was like a dark comedy in some ways, with the way that things ended in that last kind of second to last scene. It was shocking. It's very Cusk. There are a lot of metaphors and a lot of interesting descriptors of like moments and feelings in life that lead to like bigger questions for these characters, but it was, I don't know, it does sometimes get a bit much with Cusk, where it gets to the point where you're like, I don't really know what you're saying. But yeah, finished. We have managed to finish the 3 books that I said that I wanted to finish in this log that I had started. So I feel really good about this. I started reading this back in May, so that feels really good. What to pick up next? I think I'm going to pick up The Hearing Test by Eliza Barry Callahan, because my hearing is still kind of out of whack. Yeah, I think I'm going to start The Hearing Test, because I think that would be a good next book to turn to. I ordered a takeaway because I deserve it. Bridget's gone out for the night, so any excuse for me to order my favourite takeaway, which is this Korean curry that comes with like all the bits, the potato, the sliced up crab, kimchi, capsicum, yum. And then, not really going to be able to see this, but the curry in there, I'm going to put it in a bowl. I'm very excited. I also just remembered though that it's probably not going to taste as good as it normally does, because my taste buds are still the way that they are. Yeah, I started this. I'm not going to chat about it too much because my food will get cold, but I'm enjoying it so far. If you haven't already heard about this book, it's about a woman who wakes up one day and she discovers that she's gone partially deaf, temporarily deaf, and it's really a book about her. Did you finish your pie? Oh, good boy, good boy. You're so good. This is what we need to do to Mars after he finishes eating, because he needs praise. I'm pretty sure that he eats for the praise and not for the actual food. Also, he had a bath today. He's super fluffy, like so fluffy and cozy and soft, and just, oh, I even trimmed his ears because they were getting quite long. Just wish that he would sit next to me. He needs to go outside now. Yeah, I'm enjoying this. She is kind of going about her life with this new, I guess, piece of her that's missing. This really important sense. She is some kind of musician who creates the scores for like film and TV commercials and stuff like that. So hearing is obviously something that is important to her. It's like an essential sense that she uses to do her job. And so she's really having to like reconcile with that. She's sitting amongst this in this kind of liminal space where she's not quite sure if and when she'll make a full recovery and her hearing will come back. She's kind of just having to deal with that and trying to figure out what that means for her. Obviously, a lot of new things are becoming much more significant, like her understanding of the word silence and like what that means and how it's kind of defined by doing very like passive things. So yeah, anyway, I said I wouldn't talk about this for very long, but I have. Hoping to get to like the second part in a few pages by the end of tonight, and then we'll just keep going. But enjoying it so far. We'll probably speak a bit more about it later when I don't have hot food getting cold. Reading update. Halfway. I'm going to try and sit here and get to the third part. It's split into parts, this book, so we have 3 parts. The second part has mostly been her undergoing some like holistic treatments in order to try and gain back her hearing. So she is seeing this hypnotherapist over Skype and Zoom, and I'm not enjoying it. I'm not getting it. I don't really understand what... A lot of it's not actually talking about the therapy. It's like he's kind of bringing up these weird stories. His wife is kind of popping into the calls every now and then. A lot of the book is, you know, stories that friends have told, or like situations that remind her of stories. But this part is all stories from the hypnotherapist, and it's just kind of bizarre and weird, and I don't really understand what's going on or like why it's relevant, but it's, yeah, I'm over it. I'm ready to move on. So I'm hoping that when we get to part 3, that's what happens, that we don't stick with the hypnotherapy. I am still enjoying it. It is very easy to read. It's not taxing in the same way that the Rachel Cusk that I just finished was. That was quite a, I think, purposely overwritten book. I think that the sense of exhaustion that you get from the writing how it plays into the dynamics between the family members of that book. So yeah, this is like a nice kind of change of pace. It still feels very slow and contemplative, but it doesn't feel arduous or like a task. So I'm enjoying that. I'm also finding the book just interesting as an exercise as I'm going through, not the reading of books, but this book in particular, about it being about a character losing her hearing, as I am gaining my hearing, because even though we're going in opposite directions with that, I feel like a lot of what we're experiencing and what she's describing in the book is very similar to what I'm experiencing. Quite right yet, so it feels there is this weird kind of sense that it could go horribly wrong still for me. Like it might not fully work. Like as I'm waiting for things to adjust, I do have this fear that things could just stay the way they are, which is not good. Yeah, it's kind of potentially making me freak out about it more than I need to, but it is an interesting thing to think about. There is this sense of like being in this unknown space of what is going to happen, how it's going to end up, that I'm experiencing alongside this character. And it's going to end for her at some point, and it will for me as well. Just a thought, just a feeling, just what I'm experiencing, which is quite weird. Hi. I just finished The Hearing Test by Eliza Callahan. It was good. I enjoyed it. I felt like I sped through it. Didn't feel like a task at any point, or like it was requiring a lot of me, which I enjoyed. There was one part where she goes to Los Angeles and I was like, what's happening with your dog? Like, who's looking after your dog? She kind of mentions it here and there, but I don't know, it's making me think that like at some point she just forgot that the dog existed and it just like died or something. Because, yeah, there wasn't much mention of the dog in the second part of the book. And she went on a few trips. And it didn't seem like she had a lot of friends who would look after the dog. But yeah, I liked the way that it ended. I liked the kind of openness about it. I don't think that I am maybe getting a lot of the existential stuff in the book. I mean, it's for readers of Rachel Cusk, Clarissa Spector, and Fleur Yagi, all of who I would think have some form of life-questioning, existential crisis type themes in their books, and I don't know, I just didn't quite feel it. Yeah, that's really all I have to say about this book. I'm making a niçoise salad for dinner, which I'm very excited about. It doesn't seem like niçoise salad weather because it's actually raining outside, but I don't know, this recipe is really delicious. It's got a really good dressing. It's fish, it's potato, it's egg, it's vegetables. It's good. I'm really excited about it. Mars is going nuts on his bone, if you can hear that. There's a lot of noises going on at the moment though. The heat pump, something else, the rain outside. Sensory overload. Good morning. Hello. It's Monday. I lost an entire day yesterday. Do you want to sit on me? Probably not. Yeah, I lost. Can you just. Yeah. I lost an entire day yesterday. I went to bed with a headache on Saturday night and then woke up with it still on Sunday and did everything I could to try to get it to go away, and it kind of just stayed right until the very end of the day. But yeah, I thought I was getting sick as well because I had what felt like the beginnings of a fever, because I was kind of like in a shorts and a t-shirt, pajamas, and Rupert was like, it's really cold in here, I'm going to turn the heater on. I was like, no, it's too hot. yeah, and my body was like achy, and it just, I felt sick. I did lots of sleeping yesterday. I didn't get up at all. And now my lower back is quite sore, so I think I'm going to go for a walk this morning. It's very, like, misty out there, so I feel better today. I went to bed really early last night. Tried to drink as much water as I could yesterday. Anyway, great positive update. I have actually come here to sign off because I think this vlog is definitely long enough, and yeah, I achieved everything that I wanted to, that I set out to do this week, I think. Mostly. I mean, I didn't do any knitting, that's fine, but I finished all the books that I wanted to read. I made some really good progress on my puzzle. Obviously, I had my surgery and things seem to be doing what they should be doing. We'll find out on Thursday how that all went and whether the doctors are happy, but yeah. A successful week of finishing the things that we started, and do you want to say something? No? Okay. So let me just lie down for a second. Oh, no, he wants to go. Okay, bye. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.